Hi everybody, how's it going today? I am having a great day. I just went and did my orientation and did my I-9 and all that fun stuff at my new job at the local home improvement store here in town. So I'm excited about that. So I wanted to share some big news that's been going on with me and stuff that's been happening for a while. So Noelle and I have got back together. And for some of you that may be shocking and you hate it, others it may be shocking you love it, and still there's a lot of you out there who say, who's Noelle? Were you married to her? And so if you've heard all this, then you know, this is for everyone who doesn't really know. But Noelle and I have been married for 5 years and together for 6.5 years. And so when we split up, when we did the conscious uncoupling and she drove away, it was a big deal. It meant a lot, and she was very clear that it was something that she needed to do for herself, and she felt that there was something in me that I wasn't unleashing, that there was a part of me that she could see in there, but I wasn't being fully myself, I guess. And I didn't see it because I was in the midst of it, but it was really there. So she left, and it started that process, and we actually talked every day from the time we broke up. We talked on the phone as friends. We did not have anything romantic. We did not have plans to get back together. I really didn't know if it was ever going to happen, and from what she says, she wasn't sure if it would ever happen either. So it was really a serious breakup, and we were really, I mean, we're best friends, and we always have been, and so we really talked about can we actually be best friends in this and help each other through this hard time? So that's what we did. And whether you think that's right, that you break up with somebody and then you continue to talk to them, it worked for us. We're back together. So the way we got back together was we talked, we continually talked, I continually grew, and I found this part of me that I'd lost, that I talked about in an earlier video about me finding the real me, the me before corporate jobs and mortgages and all the responsibility and all that responsibleness and that I had, all the fun I lost after college. I found it again pretty quickly after we broke up. It was like it took that jarring impact of her breaking up with me for me to really see, wow, gosh, I used to be fun. People used to want me around. People used to call me Kramer, you know, from Seinfeld. They used to say, man, you're just like Kramer. You're crazy. You'll do anything. And I forgot all about that I used to be that guy. And so I've got it back now. And as I talked as friends with Noelle, she saw that fun, exciting person. And she was, you know, she said, wow, this is where you're at. It's amazing. And so she started to see, wow, there could be a chance. And through our talks, and so when did it happen? So all that's great, but when did it happen? Why did we keep it a secret so long? It happened on our 5-year anniversary, which was March 19th. We were on the phone, of course, because I was in Florida and she was here in Colorado. But we, you know, chose to get back together. We said, we're going to do this. We're going to be together, and this is a great time for us to be apart and figure this out and just do it long distance over the phone, but you know, really be supportive of each other. And so that was March 19th, and then when they cut hours from the job, it was just obvious, well, let's just come back and do this together. And why wouldn't you just share it right away? Well, because even though I know it's real, I want to make sure this is really what we want. We don't want to make this announcement. I don't want to make this announcement until I know for sure this is what we're doing and how it's all going to work. Like, yeah, we're married again, or we never got divorced. We just separated. But we're a couple again, but what does that mean? Like, how does that work? And so I don't want to come on. I wanted to know for myself before we had any mess of the YouTube or other people. There's a lot of people we didn't tell about this, and they may be surprised or hurt that we didn't say anything, but it was just something that we had to figure out on our own. And so part of that is money. You know, we split our money up, we split our accounts up, and we figured out we really like that non-messiness. She's going to have her money, and I'm going to have my money. And like yesterday, I bought her a gift. with my money. And it wasn't a gift of our money. It was a gift that I bought her. It was only $10, but it was something that she wanted, and it was practical for what we do and stuff. But that was a gift, and she viewed it as a gift. We're not going to be wearing rings. We figured that out. We're not going to be going, and I'm not going to fish my ring out of the river, and the rings are gone, and then we're not going to get them again. We're going to be married. We're going to be married, but this is going to look different. You know, this is not going to look the way it did. So we had to figure all that out, and half of that figuring out is doing it together and talking in person and figuring out what this is really going to look like. And so that's what we did, and so here we are talking about it now. And if you want to see Novelle's point of view, I haven't seen her video at all. She's probably filming it right now as I'm filming this. And that's going to be par for the course. We had to figure out our YouTube channels. This is my channel. This is not our channel we're sharing. This is my channel, and her channel is her channel, and everything about that's the same. She's doing all her own stuff. I'm no longer her I have not anymore. I used to be a production assistant. I did all of her videos. I took care of all of her stuff for her on that back end. Her school, the books, everything. I did it all, and she was just the face that spoke. That's not going to be that way anymore. I'm not doing her work for her anymore. I'm working on this. This is my thing. And you may see her on my channel from time to time, but this is not our channel. This is my channel. And so all this figuring out to do had to be done in person. And it took a couple of weeks, and now we figured it out. So I don't think it was really a lie. It was really just us figuring out what we want to do, and then being able to share it and know that this is what we're doing, and I'm happy with it. I'm keeping my Honda Odyssey. My minivan is staying with me. I will be sleeping in there from time to time. I actually have done that. In these last 2 weeks we've been together or something, I've actually spent the night by myself. Not because we had problems. It just worked out that way that we were apart. I was doing something else in another town, so I just stayed there for the weekend. She's going to be taking off on a trip to see her family back in her hometown in a couple of weeks, and so she's going to go, do her thing, and I got my vehicle and she has hers, and so we always have our vehicles, and this is my vehicle, and I call her that. The Sprinter is hers. And so we're really we're married together, but we're keeping our stuff separate, and I really like that. And so that's pretty much the short of it. If you want more information, go to Novelle's channel. I'm sure she's going to talk about stuff about this. We'll put a link to it up in the top corner. The little I there, I for information, is right up in the top corner. You can click on her video and see what she has to say, because I honestly don't know. I haven't seen it yet. And then one little story at the end to really solidify how I'm really different. And this isn't for me and my mom. I went to visit her on the way back from Florida, and at the end of the visit, we talked for hours, and we reconnected in a way we haven't done in a long time. And she just started crying near the end, and she goes, you don't know how much I've missed you. And I just kind of like, well, what do you mean? We talk on the phone a lot. And she said, I haven't met this Vince, the you I'm talking to for these couple of days, since before your first marriage. She's like, it's been 12, 15 years since I've met this guy. I remember you. But you haven't been around for so long, and I've been so sad because the fun-loving Vince that I've always loved and wanted to be around, he hasn't been here. And it's just so amazing to have spent this time with you and see the real you. And I was like, wow, for my mom to see that and really, be able to express it, that was cool. That was really cool. And so that just really showed me, gosh, I am different now, and I'm with Novelle, but that's not changing. I'm not going to be a different person. I am going to do things on my own. She's going to do things on her own. We're not tied at the hip anymore. And this is going to be a fun adventure that we get to do together as partners, and no more codependency or depending on each other for certain things. We have our own money, we have our own vehicles, we have our own jobs, and we're focusing on those. And it's not my job to do her stuff, and she's not here to help me with mine. We're just here to be partners in our journey. And so I want to bring you along with that, and you may see her a little bit, but really it's going to be, this is my channel. And so if you want to see her, I encourage you to check out her channel. and she has a lot of great stuff on there. Beyond the inspirational stuff about life she does, you know, we have all the build videos of the Sprinter on there too and stuff. So, and I did some talking there too about money, about life living on the road. So I have many videos on her channel too. So check that stuff out, and she's a wonderful speaker, and I'm just so excited to be back with her and keep you guys, and I hope you stick around because there's a lot of great stuff coming. All right, bye everybody. Have a great day.